was in the first pledge class. I happened to be president of the first pledge class. We had a total of 13 pledges and well-diversified guys from whom each of us learned a lot, but it came about because of their diligence and the diligence and interest of numerous alumni in this city.
We had a beat-up old house. It had so many coats of pledge on the paneling. I mean, and when it caught fire, I mean, it went up like a matchstick. Rush set an all-time record, over 1,000 young men out for Rush.
Chapter was strong. We had several good pledge classes that got bigger and bigger through the year. So we kind of, by the time I left, we were probably pushing 80, 85 guys. Only probably 6 years before I pledged, the chapter was below 20 people.
We were involved, right? We enjoyed it, we did well, but we goofed off a lot more, I think, than we probably should have. But it was a lot of fun. Chapter House was effectively a residential house built to support, 60, 70 men. You didn't have to worry about messing anything up because it was probably already messed up, and if it did mess up, we could fix it. But it was a house that we were so proud of because all the little nuances, right? The chapter house was here, there was a secret passage over here. You could get on the roof pretty easily, sit up there and hang out, and we would shoot fireworks across the street from the roof and things like that. The neat little things about the house made it so special.
I pledged in fall of 2001, and right before I was supposed to go through my I week, the house burned down. When that happened, everything changed.
History turned a lot for the chapter, and the house caught on fire and it burned down, and that started a whole nother series of events that I think really led to a renaissance for the fraternity and sort of a back to the roots of what your values are.
When the house burned down, we had a new mission. The mission was to keep this chapter alive, and it was to get a new house built.
There really wasn't anything they could do but really focus on building a strong brotherhood and living out their values. A lot of the other extra stuff that so often we think about when we think about Greek organizations, really those are the accessories. It's not the meat of it.
It was January of '02. The house had burned down. We met at Richmond's restaurant. There's 5 or 6, 7, 8 of us, and we just decided we were going to rebuild the house.
It was great. I'll never forget in 2004, the new house, when it finally was built and it was all said and done, and move-in day. And it felt like all the work that we'd put into everything had finally paid off.
The chapter house, when I came in 2009, it was recently built, so within 5 years of being built, so it was nice.
When we were able to recruit guys that wanted to be a part of the brotherhood and that joined Sigma Chi for the right reasons, they saw the values that this place had, and that was why they came into the chapter as well.
We really looked for guys that had character and quality that, we knew from the ritual.
I think the chapter is leaned more towards the leadership and kind of like scholarship aspect of being in the fraternity now.
I think that the people who walk into these doors are different than your average run-of-the-mill college freshman. I think that they're called to a higher purpose, and maybe they don't even know what that higher purpose is yet. They haven't been initiated, they might not understand all of it, but I think that they're wired a certain way and they're drawn to people who are men of character.
It was that Sigma Chi story from each brother they met and the genuine brotherhood that they saw that drew those guys in.
You're here with 60 people from different temperaments, talents, and convictions, and you got to figure out how to deal with them.
At a young age, we got experience that not many college students get to have. We got meeting experience, we got management experience.
Sigma Chi really had a huge part, if not one of the most significant, in growing me into a man and into a leader and preparing me for things post-graduate.
It has given me standards to live by for the rest of my life.
I think that the Epsilon Kappa chapter is still thriving after 60 years because of those core values of friendship, justice, and learning.
I think the underlying thing behind Sigma Chi is the fact that it's the white cross. That and I guess it's the creed. It says, I believe in fairness, decency, and good manners. And I've never forgot that.
I still take the values with me that I learned when I was in Sigma Chi, and I still think about them. Whether it's in my day-to-day operations at work or just through life in general.
At the end of the day, what is this all about? What do I stand for? Who do I want to be? What do I want to be known for? And what type of people do I need to surround myself with to help make that happen?
And I think that's the thing that holds Sigma Chi together. There's a basic thing about it that's decent and good. And when you get as old as we are, it comes back to mean more to you.
Chapters have good times and bad times, good periods and bad periods. But I think from a Epsilon Kappa perspective, we've had a lot of great leaders.
And so I think as long as those values are taught throughout the pledge process, that the men are going to latch onto them, and then they're going to grow to be alumni, they're going to reinvest, and the cycle is going to continue to go. So there's going to be another 60 years here at Epsilon Kappa.
Whenever I walk up to an alumni and I ask them, "Are you a Sigma Chi?" they always say, "I am." They never say, "I was."
I think it goes back to the why this chapter and why Sigma Chi. And it goes back to that lifelong commitment. We can keep that going. We can keep people still involved from an alumni perspective. There's a lot of cool things yet to be done.
We're kind of old. And we're still here and we're still friends, and this is still important to us.
But what's so cool about the chapter now is that these guys are very much involved and doing well, winning awards nationally. But they're still a great group of guys. And you look at it from that perspective, that's the kind of whole package that we're looking for.
Fine young men that will contribute to society, and they got their start at Sigma Chi.